VCT Americas Super Week has come to an end, and NRG finally have their first win of Stage 2. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today we are recapping the final 4 matches of VCT Americas Super Week. So this is the board we have today. We have all 4 matches that ended the last 2 days of Super Week, and it features some pretty interesting results that ends up making the VCT Americas playoff race very tight. So we're going to be starting with talking about the Leviatan versus Evil Geniuses game. This was a match between 2 teams that have been on hot streaks to start Stage 2. Both teams come into this match on a win streak, somebody had to lose, and it ends up being Evil Geniuses. And while Evil Geniuses is a very good team and should be capable of being Leviatan, Leviatan have shown that they are not messing around, that they are definitively one of the best teams in Americas. They are looking to erase any version or any discussion of this team being seen as not at least in top 3. Starting with map 1, we have Icebox, which was a dominant win on the side of Leviatan. 13-5 ends up being the final score. Leviatan do win the first 2 rounds of this. It goes a bit back and forth on that first half. Ends up being 7-5, so pretty close, but then Leviatan do not allow EG to get a single win on their defense side. 6 round wins in a row to end this map. Then going to EG's map pick, which was Sunset. EG do better, but not enough to get it done. 13-10 in favor of Leviatan. They win the first pistol yet again. They also win the second. Just like map 1, a pretty back and forth first half, but closer this time, 6-6 at the half. And then most of the second half is pretty competitive, but as soon as Leviatan got those 3 round wins in a row, it was basically over. Evil Geniuses needed to win at least 3 rounds to tie it, but could not get it done. Looking at the team MVPs on the side of Leviatan, Aspa shows up yet again, going 48, 25, and 7 for plus 23. And on the side of Evil Geniuses, Derek had the least mediocre numbers, going 29, 30, and 7 for -1. This match improves Leviatan's impressive record to 7-1 in the VCT Americas this year. Of course, the numbers carrying over from Stage 1. And this was them looking to establish that they are the best team in that group. They look absolutely incredible right now, and Evil Geniuses are definitely a tough team to beat, and they really took it to them. Leviatan definitely look very dangerous right now. Evil Geniuses still look dangerous, but this was definitely a rough match for them. Not being able to get to double-digit round wins on that first map, definitely not going to help, but they should be able to bounce back from this. This is a good learning lesson. Sometimes teams need to go through a bit of loss to be able to shine later on, and I do expect that to be the case for EG. Their playoff hopes do get hurt a little bit by this match, but they are still in the running. We'll see how the rest of their stage goes, but they are still alive. Moving on to the second match of that day, we have Furia beating Loud. 2-1 win in favor of Furia, being the first Brazilian team to beat Loud. Ever since Loud as an organization came into Valorant, they built a Brazilian super team, and they have had a perfect record against other Brazilian teams. They have been the kings of that region, but Loud in 2024, not the same bite as they had in previous years. And Furia, with nothing to lose, no pressure on them, they're definitely not making playoffs, and Loud is fighting for their playoff lives. Furia could just go out there and play their game, and they did it to a T. Probably this should have been a 2-0 win if we're being completely honest. Loud did kind of steal that first map, but Furia were able to recover later on and get it done. Looking at map 1, we have Haven, which, as I said, Furia probably should have won this one. After Loud took a 3-1 lead, Furia were able to win 6 rounds in a row. This would end the half at 7-5, and while Loud would win the pistol, Furia won another 4. They got to 11, they only need 2 more rounds, and then just really rough end to this map. Loud were able to win 7 rounds in a row to take this map back, absolutely stealing Haven. But Icebox would not be the same story. This was a 13-10 win in favor of Furia. Loud yet again win the pistol. It goes a bit back and forth during that first half, but Furia do end the half, winning 4 rounds in a row on the retake. They almost blew the lead yet again. They got to match point, and then Loud were able to win 3 rounds in a row, but not today. Furia would get it. Then on buying, Furia were able to widen the gap. This was a 13-9 win in favor of them. 4-1, 5 rounds in, but then Furia would take the lead yet again. They seem to just start these maps kind of slow, but then would recover later on. 7-5 at the half in favor of Furia. They would get the next pistol. 3 rounds in a row by Loud. 3 rounds in a row by Furia. Loud do get another one, but Furia still have the lead. They get 2 in a row to end this one, and Loud have fallen as the kings of Brazil. Looking at the team MVPs, really glad to see MW0 up here. I feel like I haven't put his name down for MVP at all this season. Maybe once, I don't know, but here he is. Looking really good this match, going 71, 52, and 16 for plus 19. Probably his best match of the year. Then on the side of Loud, we have Pankata with some pretty solid stats, going 58, 46, and 19 for plus 12. So really impressive win on the side of Furia. While they did have that unfortunate loss against EG, it did kind of look like that after their surprise win against 100 Thieves that maybe they were falling back to earth, but they were facing their big Brazilian rival. They were able to look as they did in that 100 Thieves match and really took it to them. They played really well, and Loud didn't play particularly awful, but definitely not up to standard, winning most of the pistols in this match, but losing the advantage that you would get from that. So an unfortunate match for Loud. They do have a 3-5 record. The playoff hopes is still alive, but it's going to be a dogfight for that last spot. Moving on to the last day of Super Week, we have 100 Thieves 2-0 MIBR. This was a match that 100 Thieves really needed after losing their first 2 matches of the split in kind of embarrassing fashion, losing against Furia, a team that they absolutely should have beat, and then losing against Leviatan, a much tougher team, but a team that you need to be able to beat to be considered top of your group. Some of them facing MIBR, a team that has not won yet. This was definitely a nice refresher for them. Unfortunate for the side of MIBR, but it really seems impossible for them to get a win this split. Maybe it happens at some point, but it's just, this is how their season has gone so far. Looking at map 1, we have Icebox, which was 100 Thieves pick. While they would lose the first 2 rounds, they would quickly establish dominance. Then they win the second pistol and only allow MIBR to get 2 round wins on their defense side. And on MIBR's pick, which was split, we would see a very similar story. 100 Thieves would get the pistol this time, MIBR only getting 2 round wins on their attack side, 10-2 at the half. Impossible to come back from, but MIBR would win 4 on that defense side, but wouldn't matter. 100 Thieves just needed the 3, and they got it. Looking at the team MVPs on the side of 100 Thieves, a solid bounce back match from EU, going 43, 14, and 9 for plus 29. He has consistently been one of 100 Thieves' better players. Then on the side of MIBR, we have Paula showing up, going 29, 32, and 6 for minus 3. So again, this was a very expected result. 100 Thieves having a bad start to their Super Week, but a good end to it. This match definitely doesn't move them up my personal power rankings, just because this was a team that everybody's been able to beat, so it's really not going to have much effect there. Losing the Furia and Leviatan games definitely hurt their playoff chances a little bit, so this was a very important match for them to get done. They do currently sit in the very last playoff spot in the Americas. Maybe they get through to champs by champ points, but as I said, it's going to be a bloodbath to get those last couple spots for the Americas, because it seems like at least 4 teams have a chance for them. And for MIBR, the pain is almost over. They have 2 more games left. I do expect them to lose those, but hey, if they can get 1 win, I think they'll take it. So moving on to the last game of Super Week, we have NRG versus Crew. And NRG would finally get their first win of stage 2, 2-1 Crew. This was NRG looking like the team that we should have seen at the beginning of this stage. They looked a lot better than they did against G2. While G2 is a very good team, NRG definitely should have looked a lot better during that match. It was a combination of G2 just absolutely outplaying NRG and NRG just really not looking like themselves. But as the caster said during this match, this roster has too much experience to be playing that poorly, even just on a fundamental basis. While they would lose the first map, they definitely had a solid performance on those last 2 maps. FNS looking a lot better than he did against G2 here. Them losing those first 2 games of the stage meant that their last 2 were absolute must-wins, and they at least got one of them. Looking at the first map, we have Split, which Crew did pick. Crew would have a solid start to this one, winning the first 2 rounds in a row, then going on a 4-round win streak, but NRG were able to get 4 of their own by the end of the half and make this one 7-5. NRG would win the pistol and the next round, but it wouldn't really matter much because Crew would take the momentum back. 4-round win streak to end the map. Moving on to map 2, we have Ascent, which was a 13-8 win in favor of NRG. Their first map of stage 2. Congratulations, guys. They won the pistol, and then Crew would take the lead back 3-2, but then NRG would end the first half pretty strongly, putting together 5 more rounds. While they would lose the second pistol, NRG were able to get 5-round wins in a row to get to match point. Crew would try to mount a comeback, but they couldn't get much done, and NRG would take it. Then on map 3, we have Sunset, which was a 13-7 win in favor of NRG, looking like the best they have all season, to be honest. They won the first 6 rounds in a row, taking a stranglehold on this match early. 9-3 3 at the half in favor of NRG, and then they win the pistol and the next round. They only need 2 more. Crew would make it a little scary by winning 4 in a row, but NRG stayed composed. They would flip the script on an eco round, and then they got the last round that they needed, and NRG finally have won in stage 2. Looking at the team MVPs on the side of NRG, we have Som looking like his 2023 self, 54, 40, and 27 for plus 14. Very solid performance. And on the side of Crew, Shy did look pretty good. He went 44, 43, and 16 for plus 1. So for Crew, this is an unfortunate loss. They've lost their last 2 games. They went on an impressive win streak during stage 1, but since the match that they won before losing to Leviatan, they have not won since. It has been a rough go for Crew this last little bit. Maybe the MTA change isn't exactly what they needed, but thankfully for them, they currently still have a cushion with the amount of wins that they have, so they just need to try to rack up some more by the end of the stage, unless it is going to be tough for them to have that playoff spot secured. And for NRG, you finally get one. You feel pretty good about yourself. The fan base has someone to cheer for now, but at the same time, that playoff spot is going to be very tough to get. The best they can end the stage is 5-5, so they cannot get a positive record. Is that enough to get them in? I mean, we've seen teams with either like tied records and not positive records make it in last year. Evil Geniuses, before they went on that run to grand finals in Tokyo in the Americas, I think they had a negative record. They were like 4-5. So it's possible. It's doable. It just doesn't seem like that's what's going to happen with the amount of talent that we see in Americas, but we will see how it goes. So those are the matches to end Super Week. Looking ahead to the weekend, we have G2 versus Crew, as well as Loud versus Leviatan. Picking who I think would win, I mean, G2 seems like an easy bet against Crew. G2 look absolutely incredible right now, but Crew do desperately need a win, so maybe they get done, but I'm going with G2. Then we have Loud versus Leviatan. Usually this would be a pretty heavyweight battle, but Loud do not look like heavyweights right now. I think Leviatan probably take this one, but again, Loud desperate need for a win. Maybe they get an upset victory here. So that's everything we have to talk about today. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of the matches to end Super Week. Who do you think is going to win the upcoming matches? Let me know in the comment section down below. Please click like if you enjoyed this video. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.